I did not have an appreciation for it. I did not have any knowledge of rituals or anything like that. And so anything that correlated from the New Testament into the Old Testament when it came to ritual purifications or anything like that, I was oblivious to.
Yeah.
So this was how it began to start to get me to accept animal sacrifices as a thing that is actually practiced and done in Judaism, and that in the New Testament it was also being done as well.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no way. Because he was like, did you know that Paul did animal sacrifice? And I'm like, well, yeah, when he was Jewish. He says, no, after his conversion. And I'm like,
where?
What?
Yeah.
And so when Paul gets arrested, he's at the temple, he's actually going to do a Nazirite vow. And so this was one of the things that he brought up is the Nazirite vow that's found in Torah.
Yeah.
And so we go through, he shows me in Acts where Paul gets arrested as he's going there to do a Nazirite vow. So he's going to go do an animal sacrifice after his conversion. I'm sitting here blown away by it. And I'm like, wait, what? Why is he doing this when Hebrews tells us that Jesus is the ultimate sacrifice and that there is no need for animal sacrifices.
Yeah.
And so he starts conditioning me, well, this isn't a sin sacrifice, though in the Nazirite vow you do offer a sin sacrifice for cleansing, and then you do this offering to enter into the covenant of the Nazarene.
Yeah.
All right, as a Nazirite. And I'm like, I'm so fascinated by that. And then he's like, oh, by the way, did you know that Jesus encouraged the animal sacrifice? And I'm like, what? No way. And so
what scripture is he bringing up?
We'll get into that.
Okay.
We'll get into that.
Okay, I'm just curious, like what he was bringing up. I don't know.
We'll get into that. Because we'll end up losing time in this first recording.
Yeah.
I will put the scripture verses in the description down below, because I only have like 40 minutes left of time here. And we'll get there. I promise you, we'll get there. So he's showing me in Matthew where Jesus, in fact, on the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus is sitting here talking about when you come to bring your offering at the altar and you know that your brother has something against you, go make peace, then make your offering to the Lord at that point. This is a peace offering.
Okay.
And so this peace offering is also found in Leviticus. And so it is a animal sacrifice.
Yeah.
And it's not a grain offering, though you can make a peace offering with grain from the first fruits of your harvest, or you can make it with an animal.
Yeah.
Then Jesus tells these lepers that he heals, go do what the law of Moses commands you to do. Well, that's Leviticus chapter 13 and 14.
Yeah.
Leviticus 13 is what happens when you are being diagnosed with leprosy. Leviticus chapter 14 is when you're healed of it. And what's really fascinating about this particular thing is that this was a testimony to the Levitical priests of Jesus' time that the Messiah is here. There hasn't been a healing since Elijah of leprosy in the nation of Israel.
Yeah.
And so this right here was a testimony that the one who is going to heal he is here. The Messiah is here. This is how I'm going to let them know.
Yeah.
So he heals these lepers and tells them to go make these animal sacrifices.
Huh.
And I'm like...
And that's where he pulls it from.
He's pulling all this stuff in here. And I'm like...
Weird.
So I'm now being conditioned
to,
okay, maybe these animal sacrifices are okay.